Coming up on the British TV watch list.
It's the relationship between a man who made every mistake and a younger man who still has time to make his own.
From cozy mysteries to intense police procedurals, we talk about the characters, performances, series, and episodes from your favourite British TV shows.
Hey, welcome to the British TV watch list. I'm Michael T, and today we're going to try something new, a character study. The detective is sitting across from a victim's family member. He's not saying much. He doesn't need to. You watch his face, and something moves across it. Very subtle recognition, a perceptive insight, like he's carrying the weight of what they're feeling, not just processing it. That detective is DS Ronnie Brooks, played by Bradley Walsh. The show is Law and Order UK. 8 seasons from 2009 to 2014. It's based on the American original with the same 2-part structure. First half is the investigation. Second half is the courtroom. But the British version did something the American one never quite managed. It gave its detective a real life outside the badge. Now, Bradley Walsh is probably familiar to you. Most people know him from The Chase or from Doctor Who, where he played Graham O'Brien. Walsh played a grandfather-aged everyman, and he gained nearly 30 pounds for the role. Talk about commitment. So who is Ronnie Brooks? He's a detective sergeant with London's Major Incident Unit. East End copper, old school guy. He knows the streets. He knows the people on the streets. The ones on both sides of the law. He grew up boxing at a local gym. He speaks French, which surprises a lot of people, surprised me, and loves French pastries. He supports West Ham United. These small details matter because they build a bio of a person. And he's had what you might politely call a complicated personal history. 2 failed marriages. 2 estranged daughters. He drank his way through all of it. The alcohol came first, ahead of the marriages and ahead of the girls. He got sober. He swapped the bottle for sweets. He's constantly eating. It's the kind of detail that tells you everything about how the show was written. They didn't just give him a drinking problem as a plot device. That is a realistic bio. He also lost a partner before the series began. A detective named Bob Logan stabbed breaking up a pub fight. That loss sits in the background of everything Ronnie does. It's never used as melodrama. It's just part of who he is. And now he lives alone. Walsh described it plainly. The police force is his 3rd marriage, and he's at peace with that. He gets to work at 7 in the morning and sometimes doesn't leave till 4 the next day. There's no one waiting at home. The job filled the space that everything else left empty. Some of us live that very same existence. You know, really, the best existence is something steady, in my opinion. Few surprises and cozy, especially at night. I know it's getting warmer now in most parts of the earth, but for cozy, you want soft and luxurious clothes that you can easily slip into at night. Cozy Earth is the place to be. CozyEarth.com. Bedding, bath, home goods, premium stuff, just luxurious premium stuff. Soft, smooth bedding made with bamboo. That's the secret. Made with bamboo. Let the sheets run over your arm. It's barely there. Barely there. And right now, you can get up to 30% off when you use my promo code at CozyEarth.com. Just enter BTVW1 when you check out at CozyEarth.com. Brooks has turned down promotions repeatedly. He could have moved up. He chose not to. He wants to stay on the streets where the work is. The job is where he belongs. It's the structure that held him together when everything else fell apart. That tension sits at the center of who he is. He's a man who failed his family and succeeded at his work. He knows it. He carries it, not dramatically, not in speeches, but in small moments. A hesitation, a glance that hangs a beat too long. When Brooks is interviewing a subject, you see one version of him, measured, a little dry, deceptively casual. People underestimate him, and he counts on that. But when he's sitting with a victim or a surviving family member, everything about him changes. There's this stillness that comes over him. His eyes don't go blank, they go full, like he's absorbing everything in the room. That's what makes him worth watching. That puts him in good company with other British detectives, but he's different from all of them in one key way. Vera Stanhope runs every room she walks into. Roy Grace carries the grief inward, and it cuts him off from people. Jimmy Perez lets his personal life bleed into the work until the two become the same thing. Brooks does something none of them do. He turns his damage outward, toward other people, as warmth. His failures made him more open, not less. And that's what sets him apart. But the relationship I want to focus on most is the one with his partner, Matt Devlin, played by Jamie Bamber. Devlin is younger, better educated, better looking, frankly, and he knows it. He came from a different world than Brooks, and yet something clicked between them, and the show never had to explain because you could just see it. Bradley Walsh said in an interview that Ronnie saw a lot of himself in Matt, not in background or upbringing, but in the drive and the decency. He describes it as father and son, and that's probably accurate, but it's also more specific than that. It's the relationship between a man who made every mistake and a younger man who still has time to make his own. That mentor dynamic is something American TV struggles with. The older cop and the younger partner, a classic pairing in American crime drama, but they tend to be defined by their differences. Andy Sipowicz and Bobby Simone in NYPD Blue, the older, permanently grumpy veteran alongside the suave, sensitive younger man. Vic Mackey and Shane Vendrell in The Shield, the dominant, corrupt senior detective and his younger protege. A big brother and little brother built entirely around tension and manipulation. Riggs and Murtaugh, remember those guys? Lethal Weapon. The reckless loose cannon played with the older family man counting down to retirement. The formula is conflict first, respect earned later. The differences drive the story. Brooks and Devlin aren't built that way. Their friendship is the story. And that's what gives Law & Order UK its emotional weight.
Well, that's very good, but does he have any idea what sort of building it comes from?
Well, I reckon we've been there a few times.
Nope, you've lost me.
That is a window from the south block of the Old Bailey.
Here's what British TV keeps getting right. It doesn't ask its characters to be one thing. Ronnie Brooks is a cop, a recovering alcoholic, a father who wasn't there, and a mentor who is. He's also a man who is, by his own admission, not great company outside of work. It would be just awful for any lady to undertake, Walsh once said of Ronnie's romantic prospects. That's funny and sad at the same time. That's the channel Brooks lives in. American TV seems more concerned with getting to the end of the story. Nothing wrong with telling a good story. But I like when the characters are more fully developed and their personalities and histories help tell the story. Tell me your story now. What's your story? Tell me about the time you went shopping at pinsandaces.com and you found your fun new golf polo. What? You haven't done that yet? I'm looking at their website right now. They have a design called 80s Arcade. It's royal purple, geometric designs on the material. It's 4-way stretch fabric, built-in sunglass holder in many of their designs. And right now, if you're looking for a nice, flashy, cool polo, you can get up to 30% off when you use my promo code at pinsandaces.com. I get a small commission. You get a great deal. Check this out. Just enter BTVW1 when you check out at pinsandaces.com. There's also the question of how he handles loss. This show asks that of him more than once. Walsh refuses to make it tidy. The grief lands and stays. He doesn't recover quickly or redirect into the work. He sits with it. British TV tends to be more patient with grief than its American counterpart, and Law & Order is a good example of why that patience pays off. He's also genuinely good at his job, not in a flashy way, not with gadgets or dramatic hunches. He's good at it because he reads people. The official description of the character calls him, quote, a humanist by experience. He didn't arrive at that through books. He arrived at it through living, through loss, through being the kind of man that other people trusted with their worst days. That face I mentioned at the start, the stillness when he's a victim, that's not just good acting. That's the accumulated weight of a character built over years by writers who cared and an actor who committed fully. One more thing about the writing, Brooks never lectures. You ever notice that? That's rarer than it sounds. A lot of TV gives its experienced cops a soapbox. Brooks doesn't use one. His wisdom comes out sideways, in the offhand remark, in the way he asks a question, in the way he doesn't push when pushing would be the wrong move. Walsh summed up Ronnie in one line. He believes everything everyone tells him, and he's disappointed on a daily basis. That's a man who keeps extending trust because the alternative is cynicism, and cynicism would finish him. And that's what the show understood. They didn't write him as weary. They wrote him as someone who chose to stay present despite having every reason not to. That's a different kind of strength than most TV cops display. It's quieter, but it's harder earned too. Law & Order UK is on BritBox. That's where I watch it. Worth your time, start to finish. But if you want to understand Ronnie Brooks quickly, watch him with a grieving parent. Watch his face. You'll see everything the show is trying to say about what good police work looks like and what a good TV character can actually be. Hey, before we go, I want to say hello and aloha to our listeners in Cape Coral, Florida, USA, Littleton, Colorado, and Madrid, Spain. You know, I just saw a video of some real estate agent showing off a home in Cape Coral. Beautiful property. Would love to visit one day. Hey, if you want to support our podcast, check out our Patreon site. Just search for British TV Watchlist. You can also support us by shopping at CozyEarth.com and pinsandaces.com. Use our promo code BTVW1 to get up to 30% off when you check out. That's it for now. Thank you for listening to the British TV Watchlist. Till next time, cheers.
The British TV Watchlist is written and produced by Michael T. in Honolulu, Hawaii. Remember to subscribe, like, and share. All rights reserved. Copyright 2026. Michael T. Media.